have all the luck. Some guys have all the brains. Some guys get all the breaks, and some guys do nothing but complain. Today you are witnessing part of a worldwide phenomenon, the experience of the power of sharing ideas. Thank you for taking the time to come to Logan today to be part of this shared conversation. I'm Jessica Dunyan, and I'm privileged to introduce our speakers this morning. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might, have the wish I wish tonight. Adam Laing is the Director of Sales at Newton Technologies. He's been with the company for more than 5 years. He's married to Kim, and his #1 hobby is helping his 4 kids be successful. Adam was born in New Zealand, but grew up in Utah. In his spare time, he enjoys surfing and tennis. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Laing.
Haringa pakia, whakaronga takamai. Kamate kora. Kamate kora. No, that's I was born in New Zealand. I learned a little bit of the haka when I was there, and I figured what a good icebreaker. Anyways, we're worldwide, so what a way to introduce myself to each of you. I'm really excited to be here, and if I didn't break my little switcher for the PowerPoint, we'll be okay. It's our 13th anniversary, and I feel exceptionally lucky to be here with you today. In fact, lucky in 13 is something that I've contemplated for a long time. In fact, when I was 9 years old, I remember being at home, family's gone, and enjoying a little bit of new young independence. Flipping the channels on the cable TV and come across a show that looks interesting. Kids outside at a camp, teenage counselors, having a good time partying. And a few minutes into it, a couple go off into the woods. And I'm thinking, 8, 9 years old, well, this is interesting. Boy and girl go off into the woods. Maybe some good life lessons to be learned. It wasn't exactly what I had bargained for. So, into a grotesque, bloody homicide, 9 years old, I may have been left in a puddle of RC Cola watching the show. Anyways, it had an impact on me. In fact, my birthday is on the 13th, and the next following birthday was on Friday the 13th. So as you can imagine, a young boy thinking, it's my birthday, do I go outside today? You can see on here, I have lived through 70 Friday the 13ths. My birthday has been on 6 of them. So it's caused me some thought. There's actually a phobia with the number 13 called trachocytophobia. I probably didn't say that right and it sounds made up, but I promise it's not. So the fear of 13, is it lucky or is it unlucky? The Phobia Institute of America actually did a study and found that every year on Friday the 13th, or every day that it occurs, we lose about $1 billion in commerce or revenue. Amazing. People don't shop as much, they don't travel as much. If you flew in internationally, chances are you didn't sit on row 13 in your airplane. Because internationally, they still don't have row 13. Domestically, they're putting it back into the airlines. At the airport, you probably didn't sit at gate 13, because there's only about 5 airports, I think, in the U.S. that actually have a gate 13. So you can see our phobias, our superstitions are actually impacted in the world. Took a picture at the last hotel I stayed at. No floor 13. This is like a Jerry Seinfeld for me, right? I mean, you go to the elevator button, there's no 13, but if you're on floor 14, you're on floor 13. Right? I've never understood it. I didn't say it like Jerry, but same thought. How many of you, if I had a ladder up here, would avoid it? Few? How many would you just walk under and say, I'm owning this, right? I'm taking this on. So it's an interesting concept to think about. Michael Jordan, 6 championships in the NBA. Superstitious. If you look really closely underneath his uniform, you can actually see blue shorts. He played at the University of North Carolina, blue shorts. There's not an NBA game that he played in that he wasn't wearing those old shorts back from college. That's why he had 6 championships, right? It is interesting that also led to the trend of long shorts, but that's another discussion. I want each of you to think about this. Are you lucky or unlucky? In fact, in the spirit of Oprah Winfrey, now we're not doing so well, we're going to give away cars, but I do want you to open up your book. You got a little New Dawn book there. And in this experiment, we're going to find out who out of all of you 420 plus individuals is lucky. There's a green dot, a green sticker right when you open that page. Don't be shy. Should be a green dot. If you have a green dot, raise your hand. Please come up. Did I see somebody that raised their hand or no? Yes, come on up. I've got a gift card for you. I want you to look at this individual here, Melvin. Where are you from, Melvin?
Montana.
Montana. We have just found the most lucky individual in the room. Give him a round of applause. So like Michael Jordan, so Melvin, did you put on your lucky socks this morning? Do you have any lucky charms that you brought with you? Co-workers. All right. I want to turn luck or lucky on its head. One of my favorite athletes, Lefty Gomez, left-handed pitcher. He was often quoted as saying, "It is better to be lucky than good." Why is it better to be lucky than good? I want to tell you, he's turning this whole thought of luck on its head. He wasn't good. He wasn't mediocre. In fact, he was one of the best. In fact, when he went up against a batter, he knew exactly what percentage they were going to bat against him because he was that good. So I want to talk about luck and unluck. Melvin is our most lucky person in the crowd here. Richard Wiseman, a psychiatrist, did a scientific study over a 10-year period of time. He had over 1,000 test subjects come in, and he wanted to find out of that group, half of them thought they were very lucky, good fortune in life, and the other half did not. He wanted to study them. He wanted to find out what makes a lucky person lucky. I want you, actually I'm going to stop that for just a second. He did a test on his subjects every time that they would come in. And he would have them look up on the screen here, and you can see 2 teams, one in white t-shirts and one in black t-shirts. And I want each of you to count how many times the white team passes the basketball to each other. Whoever gets the number right, and I call on you, you will be the next luckiest person out of the 420 people here. So watch the white team. They're going to pass the basketball. If I call on you, if you can tell me how many times they pass it, you will too get a gift card. Okay, by raise of hands, if you want to tell me how many there were. You in the orange shirt, please. 13, you are correct. Please come up here. You are the luckiest person in this crowd. Give him a round of applause. 13 is correct. However, how many of you noticed the man dressed as a bear moonwalking in the background? How many? Raise your hands if you noticed him. Only about 15. The rest of you didn't notice the man dressed as a bear moonwalking in the background? Let's watch it. I didn't believe it myself. In fact, I showed our executive team that you're going to see after me. Nobody noticed it. So there's 15 of you that did. What was found in this study is that our brains are really good at detecting what we expect. right? What we're focused on. One of the principles that he founded with that lucky test group was they took advantage of maximizing chance opportunities. What that means is focusing or allowing our brains to find or detect what we want to focus on. The best way to do this is to set goals or objectives. And it's interesting, to increase your chances or your luck of doing that is to commit it to writing. It's fascinating. If you write it down, you put it in your computer, put it in your laptop, you have a 40% chance, 40 to 50% chance that you will reach that goal or that you will obtain it just by simply writing it down. So if you write down in your book, I want to focus on the bear. I want to see that opportunity. I want to notice something that I wouldn't normally in the mundane details of the day. It allows us to have lucky chance opportunities. The second thing he talked about was expecting long-term luck. One of my favorite athletes, we talked about because of his blue shorts underneath his Chicago Bull uniform, he has 6 championships. Well, that's not what Michael Jordan expresses the reasons for him finding success. In fact, he states he was successful because he missed 9,000 shots during his NBA career. He lost over 300 games. And when he was given the ball in the last few seconds of a game to win the game was on the line. When he was given the ball to win that game, he lost 26 of those games. And I love what he says in here. He says, over and over again in my life, I have failed. And it's that failure that has helped him to find success. So when we talk about expecting long-term luck, it means that failure is a part of it. Maybe little episodes or times of bad luck is what leads us to the good luck or to continued luck that overall creates success for us. He did an interesting test on his subjects. He would give them a list of names, 15 or so names, with all different surnames on them. And would ask the lucky group and the unlucky group, how many surnames do you recognize on a first name basis? So Daniels, if you know a John Daniels, I want you to mark that off your checklist for knowing that surname. Out of the test groups of the successful, or the lucky and the lucky always had 100% higher average of knowing names on here. So if they knew 10 people on that list, the unlucky group only knew 5. What an opportunity we have here at our 13th annual anniversary training conference, and a lucky one at that. We have over 420 names that we can put on this list that you're sitting next to, that you're talking next to. Who knows? If you're single, you might find a friend. If you're looking for a solution, something you've been working on in the office, you've been having a hard time, a JDA document, a business rule, you've got 420 individuals that have registered for this conference that will increase your luck while you're here this week and moving on forward. We're excited to have you here and grateful for you to be here with us working on your own luck. Thank you.